For decades, the Explorer has been one of the most obvious family SUV choices around, but can it still keep up with ever-growing competition? Well, the thing is that under that muscular exterior and specs that look quite impressive on paper, the Explorer hides many compromises. Let's check out 7 problems with Ford Explorer you must know before you buy one. Number 7. Questionable ride quality. Here's something that's going to surprise you about the Explorer. Despite riding on a rear-wheel drive platform that should deliver excellent dynamics, this SUV manages to disappoint on both comfort and engagement fronts. That's right, Ford somehow created a vehicle that's neither comfortable for daily family duties nor entertaining for the driver who wants some excitement. The Explorer is notably harsh on bumps, which isn't something you'd expect from a big family SUV like this. Numerous owners are complaining that their Ford Explorer has a ride quality that's far too bouncy, particularly along the freeway. This creates an unsettling experience during longer journeys, exactly when you need the most comfort for your passengers. What makes this particularly frustrating is that the suspension tuning appears to prioritize neither comfort nor sportiness effectively. While the Explorer handles reasonably well for an SUV, the ride and handling are agreeable and composed, but far from entertaining. You're getting the worst of both worlds, a stiff, uncomfortable ride without the payoff of engaging driving dynamics that would justify the compromise. This bouncy, harsh character becomes especially problematic when you're loading the vehicle with passengers and cargo for family trips. The suspension struggles to settle properly over road imperfections, creating a constant reminder that your expensive family SUV isn't delivering the refined experience you'd expect from competitors like the Kia Telluride or Hyundai Palisade. Number 6. Not the most spacious second and third rows. Despite its substantial exterior dimensions, the Explorer is going to disappoint you with cramped rear seating that makes competitors look generous by comparison. This is particularly problematic for a vehicle marketed as a spacious, family-friendly SUV. With just 32.2 inches of legroom, the space often proves insufficient for adult comfort on anything but the briefest journeys. While it may accommodate adults for shorter trips, it's unequivocally more comfortable for kids. But here's where it gets worse. There's a narrow gap between the second and third rows that complicates entry and exit, even with Ford's Easy Entry technology. This directly impacts practicality for all passengers, particularly children or elderly individuals who are going to struggle with ingress and egress. The combination of cramped third-row space, difficult access, and the noted challenge of car seat installation creates a significant practicality deficit for families who actually need to use all 3 rows regularly. For a vehicle marketed as spacious and family-friendly, these aren't minor inconveniences. They directly undermine the vehicle's core purpose. Families investing in a 3-row SUV expect comfortable seating for multiple passengers and ease of safely securing children, but the Explorer is falling short of these fundamental expectations. Number 5. Weak base engine. The Explorer's standard 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine is going to leave you wanting more, delivering adequate power wrapped in an uninspiring package that lacks the refinement and engagement you'd find in competitors. While the base 2.3-liter EcoBoost produces 300 horsepower and can motivate the Explorer with authority, the overall driving experience is sufficiently potent for most drivers, but far from entertaining. The Explorer's overall package isn't as polished as other mid-size rivals that simply offer more refinement, such as the Kia Telluride, the Hyundai Palisade, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee L. This means that while the power figures might be acceptable, the manner in which power is delivered, the engine's sound, and its integration with the 10-speed automatic transmission aren't as smooth or sophisticated as what competitors are offering. You're getting basic competence without the nuanced performance that discerning drivers expect. For buyers seeking a more engaging or refined driving experience, the base engine's lack of polish means you'll likely need to upgrade to more expensive trims to achieve a truly athletic or fun experience. This creates a tiered experience where the base model feels like a compromise, especially when compared to competitors that offer a more refined or engaging standard powertrain. Number 4. Vague steering. Although this is the class of family cars, the Explorer is notably below standard in steering precision and feel when compared to key competitors. While you might not expect sports car levels of communication, the steering feel is artificial and lacks the natural weighting and response that would inspire confidence during daily driving or emergency maneuvers. This vague steering character becomes particularly problematic during highway driving, where you'll find yourself constantly making small corrections to maintain your lane position. The lack of precision and artificial feel creates a sense of disconnection between driver and vehicle that's especially noticeable coming from competitors with more natural steering systems. What's particularly frustrating is that this steering deficiency exists despite the Explorer's rear-wheel drive platform, which should theoretically provide better steering feel and precision than front-wheel drive competitors. Instead, Ford has managed to engineer out much of the inherent advantages that the rear-wheel drive architecture should provide. Number 3. Thirsty engines. The Explorer's fuel economy figures are going to hit your wallet harder than most rivals in the midsize SUV segment, particularly when you're looking at real-world driving conditions rather than optimistic EPA estimates. The Explorer's fuel economy is generally not as good as some smaller SUVs and often results in poor efficiency when compared to its segment competitors. The standard 2.3-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder achieves an EPA estimated 2029 MPG with rear-wheel drive and 2027 MPG with four-wheel drive. While adequate, this isn't class-leading performance, and the much bigger problem is that real-world figures are significantly lower according to owners. But here's what makes this situation even worse. Ford discontinued the hybrid Explorer engine after the 2023 model year. This hybrid variant offered the best fuel economy within the lineup, with an EPA estimated 2728 MPG. Removing the most efficient powertrain option is a strategic disadvantage in an automotive market increasingly focused on fuel efficiency and reduced emissions. For buyers seeking more power, the fuel economy penalty is substantial, forcing a clear trade-off between performance and efficiency. The more powerful 3-liter EcoBoost V6 engine sees a significant drop to an EPA estimated 1825 MPG for both rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. This adds significantly to the overall cost of ownership, especially for those who drive frequently or for long distances. Number 2. Questionable interior quality. The Explorer's cabin is going to disappoint you with materials, fit, and finish, and build quality that aren't at the level you'd expect at this price range, creating daily reminders that you didn't get the premium experience your money should have bought. Owners commonly report issues with the fitment of interior panels and premature wear on seats, suggesting potential deficiencies in material durability or assembly precision. A particularly prevalent complaint involves the presence of various clunking, clinking, and popping sounds that originate from plastic components, their connection points, or even the second-row captain's seats. These persistent audible annoyances become especially noticeable when driving on uneven surfaces, or even when the vehicle is parked, significantly detracting from the tranquility of the cabin and the overall sense of quality. One owner directly attributed these low-quality interior problems to half-baked Chicago plant assembly, suggesting that the root cause lies in inconsistencies within the manufacturing process itself. The Explorer's interior design has been described as bordering on uninspired, and even with some material upgrades, the persistence of issues like clunking sounds erodes the feeling of quality and value over time. This goes beyond simple aesthetics. It impacts the daily sensory experience of owning the vehicle, creating ongoing audible reminders of perceived flaws that can significantly diminish the perceived value and overall ownership experience. Number 1. Reliability. Here's the big one that's going to keep you awake at night. The Explorer has a mixed reliability record, with certain model years and specific components being notorious for recurring and often costly problems. These issues primarily involve transmission, engine, and electrical systems, contributing to a lasting perception of unreliability that affects both new and used vehicle values. Overall, the Explorer generally scores around average in reliability surveys, with RepairPal assigning it a rating of 3.5 out of 5 stars, which is below the midsize SUV average of 3.8 stars. But its reliability fluctuates depending on the model year, indicating a historical inconsistency in quality that makes predicting your ownership experience difficult. Transmission problems stand out as a long-standing and significant weakness. Engine issues also contribute to the Explorer's mixed record. Some owners are reporting problems with EcoBoost engines, including coolant leaks, timing chain issues, and turbocharger failures. Cooling system leaks, particularly from the radiator, are a known issue in certain models, which can lead to overheating and potentially serious engine damage if not addressed promptly. Electrical glitches represent another area of ongoing concern. Faulty sensors, malfunctioning touchscreens, power window failures, and issues with the sync infotainment system have been reported across various models, with the system being prone to freezes and glitches that affect daily usability. The presence of both significant mechanical and electrical problems across various model years suggests a broader quality control challenge rather than isolated incidents. When issues are pervasive across multiple complex systems, it often indicates more systemic issues in design, component sourcing, and a manufacturing quality control or software integration. But to be perfectly straight, the Explorer definitely isn't the only SUV on the market that surprises with the number of issues. Check out this video about problems with the Toyota Corolla Cross you must know, which you can now see on the screen. Although usually seen as one of the most rational options in the subcompact SUV segment, Toyota's entry-level SUV comes with a long list of drawbacks.